Okay, part 2 of the video. So what I'm going to do is give kind of like an example of two people with two different mindsets. So let's say we have Team Larry. We've got Larry here, and we have Harry here. Larry and Harry. Lovely stuff. Now, Larry thinks Forex is a get-rich-quick scheme. He wants to make a lot of money over a certain period of time, over a short period of time. He doesn't really know how to trade that well, and he definitely hasn't mastered trading psychology. So he'll be too greedy. What's going on there? He'll be too greedy. He'll be impatient. And lack of knowledge. Harry, on the other hand, he's not expecting big things to happen over a certain period of time. He knows Forex is a marathon, it's not a sprint. He's very sensible with his lot sizes. He tends to calculate pips instead of money. So Harry has patience. Harry knows what he's doing. I'm not looking up. Knows what he's doing. And he's very sensible. You get the gist. He's very sensible. So, Larry's too greedy, he's too impatient, and he has a lack of knowledge. Harry has patience, he knows what he's doing, and he's very sensible with what is going on in the markets and what's going on in terms of his lot size, how much he should be doing per trade, etc, etc. Now, this is where things are going to get a bit complicated. If you might feel like I'm chatting shit, then just don't watch this video, because it's probably not going to help you. But I can only do what I can do in the time I have, because obviously I need to do some trades for you guys, and obviously I've got to do a lot of other stuff in the meantime. So they both start with £300. You've probably heard me say before, people that have messaged me anyway, I always say I can't really help with lot sizes because I can't, but if you are going to do your lot sizes, I always tell you to be consistent, and being consistent is the biggest thing you could possibly do, obviously, besides trading psychology. So let's say Larry, for the first week or two, so let's say for week 1, he's trading at 0.10. For week 1 for Harry, he's also trading at 0.10. And let's say they're both on the same team, for example. They're both in the same group, let's say, and they bank, let's say, I don't know, 50 pips at the end of the week. I'm just using this as an example. So they bank 50 pips, so they make a £50 profit using that lot size. Now, week 2, Larry sees that money and he's thinking, I want to be making more money. Sorry, that's wrong. So week 2, he wants to be making slightly more money. So what does he do? Doubles his lot size. Fair play to him. Like, if you want to, it's entirely up to you. Week 2, for Harry, he still uses the same lot size because he's not expecting big things to happen over a short period of time. So let's say they bank another 50 pips. Harry's now banked for that week in total £50. Let's say Larry has banked a total of 50 pips, which is £100. Now you're probably looking at this like, oh, I'd much rather be in Larry's shoes rather than Harry's. But by the end of week 2, it comes up to week 3. So week 3, he decides to add a bigger lot size, and let's say instead of adding it by a pound per pip, he's seeing this money and thinking, do you know what, I can have a much bigger lot size and I could trade at 0.50. And Harry is still trading in week 3, 0.30. Oh, sorry, idiot. Week 3, 0.10. I just want to say I'm sorry if sometimes I get a bit muddled up. I'm not an actor. I'm not very good on camera. So if I sometimes sound a bit shaky or sound a bit nervous, I am sorry, but it's just human nature for me. Now let's say, because sometimes I've had it before, where I've had 2 straight weeks, very good, and then I've finished the week in profit. Week 3, sometimes I finish a week in profit, sometimes you can finish a week in a loss, sometimes you can finish a month in a loss. But that's not the end of the world. The whole point is just to keep on going, keep being consistent, and you can see better things over a long period of time. If you're expecting short things over a short period of time, or big things over a short period of time, that's when you're going to fuck up. So Larry's still getting a bit cocky, he's being a bit greedy because he wants to see money. He doesn't want to see pips. All he cares about is money so he can get a Gucci belt or go buy some prostitutes in Amsterdam or something. I don't know where he spends his money on, but you get the gist. So he's now trading at 0.50. And let's say for that week we have a minus of 10 pips. So for let's say minus 10 pips, yeah? So minus 10 pips, he's just lost 50 quid. Harry's only lost minus 10. Harry's only lost minus 10. Larry's lost minus 50. Now what he's going to be thinking, like in the previous video, fuck, I need to make the money back. So what will he do? He'll either double his lot size or he'll add a little bit more, or he could even use the same lot size. But let's say by week 4, he uses the same lot size, 0.50. And then week 4, Harry's still using the same lot size. Now, sometimes you don't need to finish the week in a loss to lose your money. If you're being stupid with your lot sizes to an amount where your account can't physically handle your lot size and you have 1 bad trade or 2 bad trades, whatever, you can potentially lose your money. That's the danger of trading, but that's where, like I'm trying to get across, trading psychology is so important, and that's why I'm asking you to be Harry's, not Larry's. So be a Harry, don't be a Larry. I might actually use that using it as a term, actually. But yeah, be a Harry, don't be a Larry. And let's say on the first day we trade, on week 4, we hit stop loss on the first trade, which would be minus 30 pips. So we lost 30 pips because we hit stop loss on the first trade. He's already lost 150. Harry's only lost 30. That's not an issue. That you can see things like this, like in the future, in the present, in the past, where where I've had a brilliant first week, and then sometimes the second week, the first 2 days might be a bit shitty, but then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I could do really well. It just depends where the markets go. So already he's now lost a total of £200, putting his equity into a loss of 250. So he now only has £250 in his account. I'm just going to check the camera again to see if you can see that low. Yep, just about. This will be the last one anyway. So how Larry only now has £250 in his trading account, where he only started with 300. And Harry has 350, 400. So Harry would only be minus 50, 440, so he'd have 360. Harry is still in profit. The reason why Harry is still in profit is because he wasn't greedy, he's not impatient, he's not stupid. That's why he's consistent with his lot sizes, because he's not expecting big things to happen over a short period of time. Larry, using the same trades in the same group, is now at a loss. The reason why he's at a loss is because he was irresponsible with his lot sizes. That's why I always try and get across, if you're going to do a lot size, do it and stick to it. Don't just keep changing it, because I've seen quite a lot of people that go from 0.10 on one trade and 0.40 on another, and 0.60 on another, and 0.05 on another in the same day. That's just idiotic. Just don't do that. Please just be consistent with your lot sizes. Like I said, I know this video might be quite boring, but like I said before in the video, no one said Forex was fun. Sometimes you've got to put up with the boring lengthy videos to kind of understand the concept of why people do certain things. So, like I said, like, it just goes to show, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, just doing the exact same trades, but Harry being consistent, Harry being patient, Harry not being greedy, etc., he'd still be in a profit. Larry being too greedy, only seeing figures in terms of money instead of figures in terms of pips, he's now at a loss. So 9 times out of 10, what would Larry do? He'll probably up his lot size. He might make back a little bit, but then we might have one more bad trade. Larry will lose even more money, but Harry will still be in profit because he's being consistent. That's the biggest thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably just cut that video there because it probably already is plus half an hour, which I'm sorry if it bores you, but I just wanted to get this kind of point across and get the video done just so you guys can understand the concept of why I do certain things and why I approach Forex in more of a logical basis rather than go into it for money, because if you're going to go into Forex for money, you're going to fucking lose it. End of. I'm sorry to be blunt about it, but if you're going into Forex because you want to make some money, I promise you now you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I mean, like I've said, Forex can make you money, but you just need to approach it the right way. But say even if you follow things like this because a lot of people don't do that. Like I said before, a lot of people want to see results in a month or a week, you know, something short term. But if you look at that, like if you look at being consistent over maybe a year or 2 years, that's when you're going to see big results. I mean, it took me. I started studying when I was 15. I opened up my first real trading account when I was 18 on my 18th day after my 18th birthday because I was a bit hungover. And then for my 18th birthday, it was 2 to 3 weeks before my 20th birthday before I went full time in trading. That's only 2 years. I mean, when you look at it in that aspect, 2 years of your life is fuck all, you know? So 2 years, let's say you're still, how long have you been in your job? Let's say you've been in your job for 5 years. I was only in my job for a year and a half. But because I was trying to understand the basics of trading knowledge and all these other aspects of trading before I wanted to get into it and make big bucks, that's why I done fairly well. Not blowing my own trumpet or sucking myself off, but that's why I done fairly well. Because where I didn't personally want to get into Forex for money, I wanted to get into Forex for freedom. And I knew that over a long period of time, if I was consistent enough and I'd done well enough, I wouldn't have to go wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go have a shower and go to work for someone and I don't like the person I'm working for, I don't even like the job I'm in. Don't be that person. I mean, take the time each day to read the messages I put in the group. Every single message I put in the group, I promise you it will help you. I don't just chuck it out there for a laugh. Pardon me, I don't chuck it out there to make the group look good. I do it to help people. That's the reason why I do this, because if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm not like I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not trying to motivate you to put your finger out your ass and change your life. I'm just trying to make you understand that Forex can be profitable and it can make you a living if you follow the correct procedure. So if you did like the video, feel free to send me some feedback, because this one was a bit of a ball ache to get filmed. It took me like 2 or 3 hours, because the first time obviously stopped recording. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So yeah, if you like the video, let me know.